All right, Matt decided to get all dressed up for this here battle report.
This is my Ryotaro Dojima attire, and if you get that joke, thumbs up, because that's an obscure game.
We're doing a bat rep. It's been a few weeks since the tournament, and now that the High Up book is in full swing, Jody wanted to try out a bunch of stuff, and it's been a while since Matt and Jody played, and I'm sure Matt would like to try to fight some of the stuff to see what it does and just get a feel for it. So we say, hey, let's play a game. And since Matt's the kind of guy he is, he let me proxy about half my army, at least.
I see no proxies here.
Yeah, they're just invisible. That's what it is. So we rolled up Dawn Attack.
Boo.
And per Matt's constant happening, his general rolled a 2 and is way away from the trolls.
Every time.
Which, although it helps me, some of my units aren't exactly placed where I want them either. So, Matt, why don't you go ahead and tell us what all you got going on?
Okay, I have my completely not boars, but actually wolf riders with spears and shields.
No proxying there?
No. I actually couldn't find. We're moving in a couple weeks, and I couldn't find the goblins with spears and shields.
At least they're from the same army.
Fair. I have a Doom Diver, a Mangler Squig, my general on a Wyvern. He's got the Sword of Anti-Heroes, Charm Shield, Talisman of Preservation, and the Iron Curse icon. We've got wolves with spears and short bows. We've got 98 Night Goblins with 4 Great Weapon Big Bosses, a BSB with the Spider Banner, and 2 level 2s. This one has Gift and Itchy Nuisance. This one has Goracle Fixit and Vindictive Glare.
Do you have Crown Command in that unit?
No.
Okay. Just checking.
Nope. Then we've got 5 Spider Riders, 12 Trolls, 5 Wolf Riders with spears and short bows, 40 Black Orcs with the standard of Swiftness and a Musician. I'm sorry, I got some Rock Lobbers and Doom Divers back here and another Mangler.
Non-essential stuff.
Yeah, those Mangler Squigs don't do anything to Elves. And then some Spider Riders back behind a building that I was hoping to vanguard, and then he stuck some scouts in my way. So, whatever.
Huzzah! The best thing I've done all game. All right, so on my side, I tried to at least keep it themed. I got 8 Shadow Warriors. I'm using Swordmasters as them. I have Legolas Mini as Aleth Anar. Really like the guy. Hopefully he'll be good. Don't like where they're positioned, but there's not many options. I didn't want to put him through in front of a bus. 5 Illyrian Reavers with bows, no spears. 5 more Shadow Warriors. Again, just trying to play something. These 2 little round objects are 2 bolt throwers, and that square object's a 3rd bolt thrower.
Hey, you're going to have trouble getting line of sight from those bolt throwers.
I know, right?
I think I'm going to have hard cover against everything.
It's everything. I've got 30 archers with a banner, musician. Gandalf's my lore master. He has the Book of Hoeth. Then I have a level 2 with a power stone. High magic. He got Walk Between Worlds, and I took Soul Quench. I love Walk Between Worlds. We'll see if it actually is any good. Of course, the lore master has all the sig spells. I've got 21 sisters. They are not spearmen. I don't know what you're talking about. And I actually forgot another character model, so the guy with the horn is going to be the Handmaiden. She has the Ring of Cain and the Warrior Banks. I need to fill points. The Lion Chariot is actually going to be a Sky Cutter. 5 more Reavers, same setup. 5 more Shadow Warriors. A actual Flamespire Phoenix. And something that I think is pretty cool. All the Dwarf players will hate me. It's going to be really tough to see. But I took some Dwarven models that I had that were missing pieces, burnt them, and glued them to a rock. Because we all know that High Elves like to burn Dwarves. It's one of their favorite pastimes. 30 more Archers. This one's have my BSB with the Reaver Bow and the Potion of Strength. Another level 2, High Magic with the Dispel Scroll. He got Fiery Convocation and Hand of Glory. So I have way too many spells to choose from, but I think it'll still be fun. I think that's everything. We got a Sorcerer's Portal down there, so that's going to do really nasty stuff to everything in my army.
Or it's going to give it wild form and make me cry. That
would be beautiful. A couple other non-essential magic things. Really, as you can tell, everything in my list shoots. The Sky Cutter does have a bolt thrower on it. And that's really what I'm going for. I want to shoot some more, do a gun line. It's not the best gun line, but I think it'll be one of the most fun gun lines. And one of my goals is to either take out that massive unit or one of those. I really don't care which of the 3 I take out. As long as I kill one of them, I will feel accomplished for this game. We'll come back at the top of 1. All right, sir, what do you got going on your turn 1?
Well, you may notice that this side of the board is a lot thinner even than it was before.
Yes, it is.
What happened was in Animosity, these guys picked a fight with a horde with a bunch of characters.
Makes a lot of sense.
I'm not really sure why. They killed 2 back, and I'm actually really excited that they did 6 hits over here, and these guys retaliated and rolled 12 hits over here. So I'm actually really excited I have any of these bros left. But that frustrated me just because I couldn't move these guys and get them to start shooting, and I couldn't cast magic because both of my wizards are in there. Further solidifying my thought that I need a Black Orc boss in this unit. These guys tried to charge the Illyrian Reavers and failed, but they didn't lose any to the bows because he was hitting on 6s. My general moved over here trying to get some cover and also to get in range of the trolls, which he wasn't. Because the trolls passed their leadership 4. They didn't need the reroll.
Not only did they pass, well, we'll get to that, okay.
And then they needed a 9 to get into the Illyrian Reavers over here.
Which I thought, nah, a 9 on 2d6.
Yeah.
Even with the reroll.
Yeah, I had the reroll from the
It's like an 18% chance.
Yeah,
I'll take that.
First roll, 9. Didn't even need the reroll there either.
Yep.
Got on in, murderized them.
Of course.
I couldn't reform them to get them in range of the general. Thank you, Dawn Attack. And so I overran and needed a 10 to get into anything and got like a 7. But that's fine. I'm still up in people's business.
So you're now, 16, 23 inches across the board in one turn with the trolls.
Yeah, those trolls are pretty boss. The Black Orcs moved up. You can see where my fast cav moved around, tried to do some shots.
Yes.
Over here, so there was no magic phase, obviously. In the shooting phase, my first Doom Diver exploded, shooting at a Lithanar's unit.
Yay.
My second Doom Diver, Doom Diver shot at a Lithanar's unit and veered 10 inches off, but corrected itself 6 inches
Because that's not the most broken rule in the game.
Nope. Corrected into the Illyrian Reavers and killed all of them.
Yep.
Which is exactly what I needed to happen, because then at the end of the shooting phase, a Lithanar rolled a 10 and his unit ran off the board.
Because of the ye old panic.
Ye old panic.
Ye old panic.
These guys over here were fine, these Shadow Warriors.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, screw it.
Yeah. A Lithanar.
Our commander-in-chief, the guy who leads us fearlessly into battle. Wait, I actually need to check. He might be immune to psychology.
Well, the unit's not immune to... Well, too bad.
We'll check that later.
No take back.
No take back. Screw that. It's probably not anyways. I'm just hoping.
Anyway, I moved the fast cabs up to... then further in shooting, I veered off the Flame Spire with one rock lobber. The other one hit dead on, and he ward saved it, so that was sad. I would have actually really enjoyed getting that thing dead. That would have actually made this turn perfect. Even with this, that would have been perfect. But he ward saved, and that's fine. So I'm not really sure what's going to happen on this next turn. I know I'm going to take a lot of models off to shooting.
Yeah, but I don't think that I can get rid of that entire horde this turn.
Maybe not. But anyway, we'll see. It's going to be interesting. He certainly bought himself some time over here.
Yes.
With my loving hordes beating each other up.
All right, we'll come back at my bottom of 1. All right, gents, bottom of 1 wasn't looking that great for me. It's looking still not great, but it was a lot of fun doing what I did. Moved them up, shot at them. Only did 1 wound with my Shadow Warriors, but I did get them to panic, which is great. I shot all 3 bolt throwers, volley fire at the horde, as well as a magic. I think I fireballed them.
Yeah, you fireballed.
Fireballed it. Fireball did like 4, and my bolt throwers actually volley fire did like 8. So that was kind of cool. I think he's only got what 86 left, plus all his characters.
Yep.
I'm whittling it down. Over here, I moved the sisters. I really wanted to get them out of a possible overrun, so when I moved them up...
Oh, speaking of which, you have to kill them.
Yes, I have to kill them. We'll do it on here. There's 12. 4.
We found out it was
10.
a boiling flood after Jody prayed, please don't let it be dangerous terrain. It wasn't.
So
but
3s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dead sisters. So that'll be a panic. We'll panic right here on camera.
Yay!
They're okay. So just 7 dead sisters. I'll pluck them off here.
On the plus side, you will have less of them to take
Oh,
a test.
and then there's one because there's actually 21. We're gonna move her over here so that she doesn't take the test. So they shot at the trolls and did, I think, 9 wounds. They actually really did well. I was really happy with their performance.
Yeah, they bossed up the trolls.
I moved my Phoenix up in anticipation of taking a charge. I thought about flying over and doing the wounds, but then I knew I would probably take the charge from then, even if I flew kind of over here. There really wasn't a good spot for me to fly over and use that ability. So I figured I would just take the charge, hope I die, and then go from there. Move my Sky Cutter over there to bolt throw the flank. I missed the shot though, so nothing happened. I moved my BSB with the Reaver's Bow out. And actually did 3 wounds, took the troll off just with him. So that was muy bueno. Then those guys took out the spiders and panicked the rest off. They moved up and actually didn't shoot at the general, which I was going to do, but didn't matter because what a 4-shot's going to do against a toughness 5 guy hitting on 3s. But all in all, I'm pretty sure that the rock lobber is going to mess up some stuff. But you know, I'm actually having a lot of fun with the shooting. I do know and realize, and I'll talk about this more after the game, it's not the most optimized shooting list, but it's a lot of fun to be able to just shoot the crap out of a unit like I did the trolls and get rid of stuff. So we'll come back to the bottom of, well, top of 1. All right, let's see. What happened in this turn, sir?
This was probably a ridiculous turn. I like playing against you, Jody, because luck always swings crazily one way or the other. And this time, and sometimes it does swing in your favor, but
yes,
this
is
not
true.
this day. I charged first things first, I charged out of the woods, and I hit some Shadow Warriors, and they fled.
Yes, rightfully so.
Good, because I was in their flank,
yes.
You know, so they fled like smart Shadow Warriors, and they rolled a 2 for their flee distance. So I needed like a 5 to catch them.
Of course you double sixed it.
So of course I rolled double 6s on my charge anyway. So that was a moot point. I didn't fail animosity. These guys rallied when the general was still close by.
Yep.
The horde got to move up finally.
Yay!
And threaten everything. My general moved up. He's within range of my trolls. Finally, who did fail their stupidity, but they were only an inch away from the Flamespire Phoenix anyway. Yes. So they stumbled in and started attacking him, and you may notice what happened there, but we'll get to that later. I charged the Sky Cutter Chariot, and Jody wisely fled, and I couldn't redirect anywhere around the trolls, so the Black Orcs just kind of sat there and, you know, did nothing, which looks like what they're going to do for the rest of the game. But that's fine. You know, that's 500 points that's not doing anything, and just kind of hold on to itself. In Magic, I rolled double 6s, and I had a pretty good phase. I drew the scroll out by... I tried to poison these guys, and he scrolled it. I tried to...
I actually don't know why I did that in hindsight, because you couldn't shoot anyways.
Yeah, I wasn't really sure. I Gorko fixed it on these guys to make them reroll 6s to hit tune and armor saves, because I was scared about my general being right there.
That didn't get through. Yay!
Yeah, he dispelled that with the book. He let Vindictive Glare go, because
which
I
is
had
what
so
I
many
should have
dice,
dispelled.
And I killed one of the bolt throwers, and it panicked both of the other bolt throwers, so they can't shoot this turn. In shooting, oh, and I miscast Itchy Nuisance, and so the sisters are movement 1 and initiative 1. So that's enjoyable. Jody is kind of kicking himself. They can't really get away. They can't march 2 inches even out of the river.
Maybe I can pivot him an inch and she or trolls for
a
couple last wounds.
In shooting, I shot both of the rock lobbers at his lone BSB who jumped out of the unit. 1 direct hit, and he look out, sir. Somebody pushed him down and took the big rock for him.
That's true.
Then my Doom Diver indirect fired, direct hitted, so I only scattered off 3 inches after I corrected for ballistic skill, and it corrected like 5 inches or 6 inches.
It was 6.
So it corrected all the way back onto the homeboy and said, yeah, whatever, indirect fire this. And he look-out sirred 1 of the 3 wounds, and the other 2 killed him because he didn't have any defensive kit. So all of the shooting stuff is not shooting this turn. I have a much depleted unit of Sisters of Avalorn that's going to shoot, and 2 big blocks of archers that are going to shoot. But pretty much everything else is wrapped up. I realize I keep forgetting about these Shadow Warriors over here as well, because they're hanging out next to my dead pile.
Yes.
And you may ask yourself, where's the token for the Flamespire Phoenix? Well, what happened was I charged in, I did exactly 5 wounds. He rolled no 5s for the ward save. And he was like, well, at least it's going to explode at the end of this turn. And he rolled a 2, so it's gone. So my trolls are hanging out looking at a juicy character bunker, and my general's just kind of...
With only one character left,
With only one character left. My general's kind of looking at another bunker. He's just kind of trying to decide what he's going to do. Him and the Black Orcs are just going to high-five over here for the rest of the game, I think. Let everybody else do all the hard
groovy.
work. Pretty much, things are looking ridiculously favorable for me. I'm not sure how Jody's going to turn this one around.
I don't think Jody is, but that's okay. At the bottom of 3, the game will be over, and we'll have a really nice end-of-game discussion about why I chose to play this list, and why everyone out there is going to put comments like, man, that list is stupid, you should have done it, you're never going to win like that. That's the worst tournament list ever. And we'll get to why I played this list later. Anyways, it's been fun. I actually like how things are going because of the craziness, the shenanigans, if you will.
Yes.
And we'll come back to the bottom of 2. All right, bottom of Jody's 2. We'll start from the left. They couldn't do anything. These guys shot at them, got 3 wounds through, but he armor saved all of them on 666, like a boss. The sisters were able to pluck off 2 more full trolls, and then they helped take off another...
They took 2 because we had some wounded trolls.
We had some wounded trolls. So at least I might actually do something to the trolls. I decided during my magic, instead of gimping through a few different spells, I only rolled 4 on the wins. So I got a channel. I decided to go all the way and get Fiery Convocation on the trolls. Oh no, actually I did it on the Horde, my bad.
Yep.
I needed a 16 on 5 dice because I'm +3 for high magic. And I rolled like an 11 on 5 dice. So I was really hoping to get that off because I just wanted a lot of them to be dying every turn and him to waste all of his magic. Didn't work, but that's okay. My Skycutter rallied, so I'm looking up for a really nasty charges coming over there. They're going to be gone. Pretty sure my sisters are going to be gone, and they're going to be gone. So we actually will probably end this close to turn 3 and then be able to chat. But hey, look at that troll horde. Yeah, that's right. Close to horde, sorry. Not quite horde status. It's almost gone. We'll come back at the top of 3. All right, sir. Not much happened here, but enough tactical stuff, I think.
Well, yeah, this turn was not very exciting. All of my charges failed. I needed like a 6 on Swift Stride to get into the Bolt Thrower and failed. The Trolls failed their Leadership 9 Stupidity, although they passed their Leadership 4 earlier, so I'm not going to complain too much. The Black Orcs failed a 10-inch charge into the Archers, but what you going to do? I mean, you can't make those charges every day. Mm-hmm. And the General charged the Sisters, who fled because of terror, and then he ran them down and turned to face the...
because Leadership 9, what I do, rolled a 10.
Yep.
Actually, I think I rolled a 9. Nah, I rolled a 10.
I don't remember.
It doesn't matter. They fled.
They got... And so I beat them up. I actually turned to face that way because I'm pretty sure those archers are walking into a building. The archers over here, I'm pretty sure are walking into a building.
They might.
I don't know that they will, but I also don't think it will take me too long to beat them up once I get my Wyvern into them anyway, so yes. I'm not worried about it. So then in shooting, I plucked a couple wounds off of the chariot, and I killed the... I shot all my poison shots at the bolt thrower that I had failed to kill earlier.
It became a dead bolt thrower.
Magic was ineffective. He dispelled Vindictive Glare at that bolt thrower, and then also I failed to cast because of a mushroom dice. I was trying to cast Gift of the Spider God, so they would poison on 5s, so they could poison the junk out of those archers, and that didn't work. We didn't have any combat, so we're going to go to Jody's turn 3 and see what happens.
All right, bottom of 3 for me. Let's see what happened here. I moved them into the building as he anticipated. I got 4 dice on Winds of Magic. Oh, I charged my chariot into its trolls.
Also, I'm not sure when you're talking about magic, I'm not sure you got over a 4.
I think I got a 5 the first turn.
Oh, my fault.
So on Winds I got 4. I decided to 4 dice Spirit Leech. And on that guy, thinking if I'm going to go for broke. And I got it on a 15 with 4 dice, because that's, way, way above average. And he easily dispelled it. He got 17. or 18, something like that. During, I also swift reformed and sidled them after I moved, so then they were able to get kind of out of dodge. I'm really just hoping that on his turn, I know he'll probably flank charge and then end up overrunning. My hope was to have the chariot beat them in combat, and him fail the leadership. They definitely beat him in combat. Didn't even take a wound. He took 3. I totally bossed it up there, and yet they stayed on a 9. So bad things are going to happen over there, but that's okay. My bolt thrower shot at them and hit twice and wounded once. They shot, hit twice, and wounded none. I'm trying to think. Oh, they panicked off the board. So it's kind of where we're at right now. I don't think I'll make it to 6, but it's going to be a fun trip getting there. So we'll come back at top of 4. All right, top of 4. What happened?
Lots of great stuff. Oh, you know what? We forgot a combat.
Oh yeah, we did. Okay, let's roll it on camera. I get 2 attacks.
I'm scared of you, so you hit on 3s.
Doesn't matter. And then wound on 4s. No wounds!
Alright, here's 4. I hit you on 5s.
2.
Strength 4, so I wound you on 3s. There we go.
Alright, it's dead.
Sorry. Sorry about that. Sorry.
No worries, no worries. We got it.
So lots of stuff. I charged the bolt thrower, obviously. Actually, I'm going to overrun off the board.
Okay.
Does a 9 get me off the board?
I want to say yes.
Yeah, alright, put me off the board. I charged into the bolt thrower, and you just saw what happened there. My manglers moved up. Realistically, they probably should have moved around backwards, but I just didn't care enough. I moved this unit up. They needed 8s to hit, and they did get a wound through.
Yes, they did.
In Magic, I killed like 9 or something. No, it was only 5 with Vindictive Glare at his unit in the building.
But then
my shooting, everything went at that unit.
Yep.
I killed like 10 or 11 guys. So the next couple turns are going to be brutal for him. And in combat, you can see I charged the Wyvern that got in to his general, not your general.
Nope.
But I got into this unit, I
Yep.
killed a bunch of people, they're steadfast. The trolls puked and killed the Sky Cutter, which this turn couldn't do anything like the trolls couldn't do last time. The Black Orcs had charged the flank just to add res, and actually now that I think of it, I'm not entirely sure that, they couldn't overrun because they were
clipping.
Because they were clipping, so they reformed. So unless my general dies a horrible, painful death, this is going to go badly.
Totally going to happen.
So everything's looking pretty grim for the High Elves. I'm not sure how many Elves are left in that unit of archers.
Less than 20.
But there's lots of shooting going that way, and then
Yes.
It looks like this unit over here is going to die.
It totally is. I think we could probably end it at the bottom of my turn here.
Yeah.
Fairly confident because it is getting late. But we'll see. We'll play. We'll see what happens.
Yep.
As you notice, there's nothing in the middle of the table right there because I spirit leeched his mangler off the board, killed it straight out. And then I did Hand of Glory over there, so I'd actually be hitting him on 3s, and he'd be hitting me on 4s. And I irresistible it. And I lost 3 guys, and I said, that's okay, I'm +2, that makes me happy. And then in combat, I was scared the crap out of him. So being fearful didn't help my Hand of Glory or the miscast. In fact, it denied me that last rank. But of course, they're still there because they're going to take a flank charge from them. Did get that other unit off the table as well as some shooting. Other magic didn't matter because once I double-sixed, I lost the rest of my power dice. So we're about to go to top of 5. Things are going quickly here. I think we'll probably just go ahead and finish it and let him table me. And see if maybe I can at least do some point denial from that unit. Alright, sir, what happened on top of 5 for you?
I feel really bad for Jody, actually. The dice that he got for having worse luck at the tournament aren't helping. I failed animosity, rolled a 6, so they moved 4 inches forward and then had to charge. They needed an 11, and they got like a 9, so they moved 5 inches forward. That's fine. The Black Orcs, of course, charged the flank. The Trolls didn't move because they don't care.
Yeah.
You can see the predictable outcome of that combat. The Black Orcs...
And we just decided not to move the models.
Yeah, those Black Orcs are there. I just didn't... They're not on a base, so I didn't move them. The Trolls... the General actually fled off the board, and Yeah, so you may notice over here what's happening. There is 3 models left, and what happened was I threw 4 dice plus a mushroom at Powered Up Vindictive Glare and got like a 27 or something on the dice,
Yes.
and Jody just kind of was
yeah.
like, yeah, I guess you got it. What am I going to do?
Exactly. I rolled 4 dice and got like an 11 or something like that.
I mean, what you going to do? And so I got 14 hits and 12 4-ups. So there they went in shooting. All of my stuff scattered off of those people. No, that's not true. One rock lobber did kill 2 guys.
Yep.
So next turn, pretty much what he's got to do is, I don't know, somehow weather that storm. Because those are his only models on the table.
That's true. I just need to hold on to that, all those points, not take a single wound, and somehow take some points from somewhere. We'll see what happens. Maybe,
I'm not sure.
Maybe we'll get some luck. All right, for my phase, I used my Power Stone, Soul Quench. I've double sixed it, of course. Through 2d6, got like 6 or something like that, and killed 3 of them on that unit because the only thing within range. On the miscast, I took 2 wounds, but because I got a high spell, Matt let me go back and 6-up ward, and my Lore Master took a wound.
Yep.
And that was nice, only having him take it. Then for the other magic, I believe I Spirit Leeched his BSB, but he Dispel Scrolled it. And then I chucked my last 3 dice at a Ice Shard Blizzard on his Doom Diver, and he easily threw 6 dice and got rid of it. So this will be top of 6, Matt's last turn. If he can kill this unit, then he has completely tabled me. We'll see what happens. On a stroke of bad luck, his entire unit got decimated. No, that's not even true at all. So what happened, Matt, on your turn 6?
Didn't fail any animosity with the unit that mattered. So I stood there. I threw 6 dice plus a mushroom at Powered Up Vindictive Glare, killed the last member of the unit, killed the level 2, and did a wound to the. I think I did a wound to the.
Yep, to the Lore Master.
To the Lore Master. Then in shooting, one of my rock lobbers blew itself up. The second rock lobber dead hit the building, killed the Lore Master. He didn't make his.
I'd like to make note that all the shots from your unit failed to wound.
I hit the Lore Master once, and I failed to wound him. I did all that first. I had like 61 shots or something, and they didn't do anything.
But then that rock lobber, yep, I failed my 6-up ward. So that's the game. End thoughts, Matt?
The trolls were the best unit in the game, hands down. Making the leadership 4 and then a 9-inch charge on the first turn was ridiculous and really helped me be aggressive and keep you out of your shooting game, because otherwise those 3 trolls would have been so dead, and you'd have had 500 points worth of trolls, and the Black Orcs would have actually had to do something this game.
Yes.
I actually really thought that this scenario disfavored you a lot because it pretty much auto-guaranteed me getting the first turn.
Yeah.
Probably the only scenario that would have been worse would have been Watchtower.
Yes.
Because, I would have got the Black Orcs or the Night Goblin Horde in there, and then it just would have been game over.
I would have had to fireball it.
Yeah. So, overall, it wasn't much of a learning experience for Jody. He had some terrible luck with leadership. This whole right flank, my right flank, people ran off the board. Alithanar was like, nope, got some people dead, time to go.
Later.
If anybody's ever played Final Fantasy VII, he definitely did the look at the non-existent watch and then took off.
He ran.
The sisters were deadly, and respect them a little bit more, but I didn't have much of a choice other than throw trolls down their throats and then try to follow up with Wave 2 of Black Orcs. Pretty impressed with the general, actually. I thought I did a decent job of keeping you from shooting, although, again, your bad leadership helped that. I had killed the one guy with Vindictive Glare, the MVP spell of the match. I wish I had kept track of how many people that spell killed.
Oh, man, it was crazy.
2 War Machines? Just one?
Yeah, I think it was 2.
I think it was 2 War Machines, and probably 20 out of the 30 archers were... At least 20 out of the 30 archers were Vindictive Glare.
It was pretty bad.
Not to mention, anyway, the shooting, and I think it's kind of stupid that I outshot Jody's list.
You definitely.
And it helped, of course, that the trolls were down his throat. Like I said, they focused all of that flank, which pretty much let my big horde roll on. Actually, one of the things I was very interested in doing was being more aggressive with this unit. When we played in the tournament, I felt like the game that I lost because I was too laid back with that unit. I viewed it too much as a shooting unit, more of a counterpunch, like, oh, I'm going to shoot you. But 18 inches just doesn't let you do that. And so I wanted to be more aggressive, and I was more aggressive this game until I realized that I didn't need to be aggressive because I was winning everywhere. And so it didn't make any sense for me to go charging and being crazy. It was unnecessary.
It's true. Well, and you even debated charging them into the building.
Yeah.
And trying to get poison off.
Yeah.
And just getting your team attacks through.
That
wouldn't have been a bad idea, but
no, I probably wouldn't have killed your guys. So I rolled the charge anyway for lulz and failed it, but
yeah.
That doesn't really mean anything. So yeah, Jody got not that many points from me.
Nope.
I mean, that's obviously a massacre.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what to think about the High Elves. Like I said, some bad leadership rolling and some overall bad luck for you. Like the great luck for me with the trolls is really hindering what my ability to think about the High Elves. They're still as squishy as ever. I'll say that.
This is true. On my side, like I said kind of in the beginning, the reason I played this list, the reason I brought it is really twofold. One, I wanted to try out some of the new stuff, kind of see if I put it in certain situations, what it'd be good at, what it wouldn't be good at. So it really wasn't, and I'm not trying to take the win away from Matt, but it really wasn't a competitive list. It definitely had a purpose. It definitely had some pros. I think that if Alf wouldn't have ran off the table, I think I would have had a better chance of killing his general. He had 36-inch range, strength 7 bolt thrower, or going down the flank of a unit. And there's a lot of things like that probably would have helped me take out some more chaff or destroy his stuff in his backfield. Not really using my bolt throwers, but one turn really hurt. And that was just a stupid thing on my part, my mistake of the game. But the sisters, I agree with Matt. I have a lot more respect for them than I thought I would. They're shooting BS5, having the handmaiden in there, not having to worry about moving and shooting penalties. It pretty much guarantees you hitting in 2s or 3s, which especially at short range against things like trolls. I mean, you see, I wrecked the trolls. I took 2 or 3 off each turn of shooting. So they definitely have a purpose, and I really like them. I do see a lot of people running them in smaller units just to get regen off, and I see the purpose for that. But I saw Malorian do a thing on running a horde of them, and I think I agree with him. If you put a horde of them, 30 of them on the table, I only had 21, and look what I did. So if I would have had 30 out there, I really think those trolls probably would have been dead. It didn't help that I lost most of them to the river. Again, I took a lot of chances in this game. Obviously should have fled with my reavers, charge of 9. I know those trolls. I didn't want them to come in. I wanted to get as much shooting in them as possible. And I said, okay, sure, I'll stand and shoot. He's not going to make that charge. He'll move like 4 inches. It's better than him moving. And, it bit me. So that wasn't a huge game changer. I was pretty confident I still would have lost. But I think that the trolls would have been gone and probably close to half the unit of black orcs. I really do think I could have gotten all that. And I think I would have had a better shot at his general. Them being teared off didn't help either. I think overall having this many mages actually really hurts a heavy shooting list too, because the lore master himself with the Book of Hoeth can put 1 or 2 dice through and get some magic missiles off. Having 1 high in there is still good. Not having a lot of magic didn't help at all, and like he said too, this deployment didn't help because I couldn't choose where I put my units, so I wasn't able to do what I wanted to do and shoot what I wanted to shoot exactly. We did forget Sacred Ruin the entire game.
The Sorcerer's Portal?
Sorcerer's Portal, I don't know why I said Sacred Ruin. Sorcerer's Portal the entire game, and we didn't really care that we forgot it. We remembered it like in turn 4 and said, I forget it.
Yeah, I hate that thing anyway.
But, you know, overall, I wish I would have used Elth Anar a little bit just to see how good he would have been. Really like the Reaver's Bow. Actually, I really do like the Reaver's Bow a lot. I think if I do a legitimate shooting list, it'll make it in there. Had the Potion of Strength, didn't find a reason to use it because his general was never there for me to shoot. I think that's everything. Was a lot of fun. I think a legitimate shooting list, though, too, probably wouldn't have taken quite as many archers. I've seen a lot of shooty lists take Phoenix Guards, so you do have that one really survivable block to when it inevitably gets to close combat. But more respect for the bolt throwers. The volley fire actually did pretty well. So I can see why people take them now. And yeah, like I said, overall it's a fun game. Definitely learn some of the uses. Don't think the Sky Cutter with the bolt thrower is really worth it. Shooting even on close range, if you move, you're only hitting on a 4. It's only strength 5. I don't know. Until somebody uses it and legitimately and wrecks some people with it, I'm not going to think that it's worth it. In fact, the only perk to having it is the fact that it's a flying chariot and you can fly over units 10 inches and hopefully get in the backfield. But since it doesn't march, you're still almost better off using Reavers or Shadow Warriors, I think. So we'll see again what happens there. I think that's it, guys. Wrap up, and I think Dallas and I are going to play a game sometime next week or two, and we're also going to have a super mega awesome surprise. We love you, Matt. Kick our butts. Orcs and Goblins 9,000 point mega bash sometime in the future.
We're doing that for 2 reasons. One, because I'll be moving out of the immediate area, although still close enough to come back and see everybody. But also because we didn't forget about our campaign, but real life got in the way, and we just never picked it back up. I'm going to blame Dallas.
I am too.
So 2 out of 2 are going to blame Dallas, and I'll speak for Chris and go ahead and blame Dallas for Chris as well. So Dallas, it's your fault.
I'll speak for Dallas. He blames himself.
I know it actually bogged down because Dallas and I had 4 games.
Yeah.
And Dallas and I frequently don't, not that we don't have fun playing each other, but that we overthink a lot of our games, and our games end up being really tactical, and then somebody gets mad and punches somebody else. We don't punch each other. We punch each other with the silent treatment. But no, I really think it got bogged down, which I was worried it was going to do when we started, but it really got bogged down when we had 4 things in the same week, and it just we've done like 3 of them, and we just got stuck. Neither one of us wanted to do a siege battle again, I think is what happened. But anyway, we're going to do a 9,000 point finishing game because Jody could never beat the Orcs and Goblins to run them off of that campaign.
It's true. Stupid.
And so we're going to do a 12-foot table. We're going to have a bunch of different objectives, and it's going to be 9,000 points of Orcs and Goblins, which is pretty much my entire collection, and versus 3,000 of the collected High Elves and High Elves and Ogres and Lizardmen. The Dark Elves will have jump ship like good Dark Elves.
I might try to convince Matt to let the High Elf player steal the Hydra.
That will only be terrible because then you will be suspicious allies and everything that goes with that.
Only with the Hydra. Once the Hydra's dead, we're
good. Anyway, I know that was a little long for the end of the game, but we just wanted to let you guys know what's going on.
Indeed.
And that should be up in the next couple weeks as well. I don't have anything else.
I don't have anything either. All right. We will catch you all later.